Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are joined by this pretty lady over here. Her name is Devashri. If you don't know, you should go check her channel out. She talks about all things beauty, skincare, and oh my god, she knows so much. Her videos have helped me way too much already. So yes, go check her out. Today we're going to be answering a few questions beauty related. So we posted pictures on our Instagram accounts and asked you guys questions, and we're gonna answer some of them, as many as we can.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get started.
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah. Oh, and we also filmed a video on her channel, which you can go check out after this.
Yeah.
It's our top 10 Holy Grail products. So yes, go see that.
Okay, so I'll just go first. And Urvi Srimankar asked,
We're really sorry if we say the names wrong because we're not sure how to pronounce them.
can you tell me which one goes on first, concealer or foundation? Also, how to make kohl last all day long? What do you do?
Okay, so I know that a lot of people use concealer first and then foundation, and that is what I used to do before. But if you are looking for more coverage, I guess, it's always a better idea to put foundation first and then concealer, because otherwise the foundation just kind of wipes your concealer off a little bit. What do you do?
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. I've never tried it the other way around, and I think with like base, I think you should go from thin to thick.
I guess that's a good thing.
So you need to put in the primer first, so that it makes your skin like all smooth and nice, and then you put in the foundation, so it just covers up all the base. And concealer is only to conceal stuff that foundation couldn't
cover up. Yes.
So so then I just use concealer, like just tiny amount wherever I need. Like today here.
Yeah, you should see the amount of concealer I use. But anyway.
So yeah, and she also asked, like, how do you make kohl last all day long? Do you have any tips on that?
I don't know really, because every time I use kajal or anything, it usually always spreads. But do you have
I usually, like, if you're wearing gel liner, or first of all, I think go for a good quality kajal.
Yes, waterproof maybe.
Yeah, waterproof and long lasting and smudge proof. And even if that isn't smudge proof for you, then if you have a black eyeshadow, then set the kajal with it.
Oh,
yeah. So you put the gel liner and then take a brush and then just pat.
Does it work?
It does. It's like how you set your concealer, right? Yeah, so it's like wet. So so you set it with the powder. So you just set it with the black powder, and your kohl will last like really long.
That's nice.
You next.
So Ashni Khandelwal asked best drugstore foundation and concealer except for Rimmel one, also high-end ones, and Jyotsna also asked about our top 5 favorite drugstore products. So I think we can just mix it into one.
Yes, so I have something for you. I think for me, drugstore wise, like we talked about in our other video as well. So Bourjois Healthy Mix is one of my go-to, and it's pretty affordable, and it's really nice. Even the Maybelline Mousse foundation,
I've never tried that.
That's nice.
I've tried the gel-based one first,
and the Revlon Color Stay one, the whipped Color Stay one is really nice. Yeah.
I think the L'Oreal Infallible, the new foundation, that's really good. It has pretty good coverage and it lasts ages. I mean, it's supposed to be 24 hours. I've never tried it on for 24 hours. But yeah, it's really good. Concealer, I have the L'Oreal True Match, which we spoke about in my previous video, in our other video as well, sorry. But the True Match Concealer is amazing by L'Oreal.
And I really like the Revlon Color Stay Concealer. It's nice, but now that I've used yours, I like yours better.
The L'Oreal is really good.
Yeah, it is. But this is like, it does the job. A lot of people have also asked like what gel liners I like. Like I said, like we talked, it's like we're repeating ourselves. But the Color Sense one is really nice. Even L'Oreal has like a really nice
gel liner.
Yeah, I think L'Oreal, and kajal wise, I think Lotus is doing a fab job of a really nice one. Yeah,
they're herbal, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and the Faces black kajal is my absolute favorite.
High-end, I think I spoke about the Urban Decay Naked foundation in her video, but if you're looking for like a matte foundation or something, because you can't get Urban Decay here very easily, matte, I think the Pro Longwear is really nice. It lasts very long, and also their Studio Sculpt if you're looking for good coverage. Matte foundations do tend to get a little heavy if you don't apply it well, but yeah, the Studio Sculpt is really nice, and so is the Pro Longwear.
And I think the best foundation for someone, a high-end foundation for someone with really oily skin, would be the Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua.
Okay.
It's like like if I have
Is it weightless?
yeah, it is, and it's like really nice. And I think that's about it, I guess. Yeah.
Best lipstick and how to keep makeup stay all day. I would say to keep your makeup on all day is one thing that you should really do is use a good primer. Like probably the Benefit Professional is good. Then I think Rimmel has a very nice primer as well.
Yeah, we don't get it here.
No?
No.
I think
I just bought one from Miss Claire's and it's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's nice. And it's cheap. It's just like $250.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never used their stuff apart from the lipsticks, but
yeah,
you should always use a good primer because it'll definitely help your makeup stay on longer. And I have the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. I mean, I know this is a little difficult to get your hands on here, but I think any makeup setting spray in general will definitely keep your makeup in place for a much longer time. And you don't have to worry about like, you know, it's spreading or anything. It's just
like
it's
Max
good.
Fix Plus.
I've never tried it, but I've heard it's good.
Yeah. So if you don't have like you don't get your hands on this, or like if Max Fix Plus is too expensive, you could obviously go for some like thermal waters. They're known to like fix your makeup.
I've never used any of these. Sorry.
Yeah,
I've never used any of these.
Yeah, you should. It's really nice. I always carry one in my bag. It's like subtly, because I have like really sensitive and acne prone skin. So it like really helps in like taming down the sensitivity. And if I'm feeling like too hot, and if I've been like out on the sun for too long, it just helps me cool down a little.
Okay.
And especially like after makeup, if you just spray this on a little bit, it just helps pull down that cakey finish. Like if you've used too much powder, like I have oily skin, so I use too much powder, so I just spray this on. It gives like this really nice glowy sheen and stuff, and it does actually help in setting your makeup.
That's nice.
So Kanya asked how to find the correct foundation for your skin tone. I think it's a problem that a lot of us face, like especially when you're going to buy foundation for the first time. The first thing is, do not buy your foundation online. That's like the worst thing you can do.
Because online the colors, you can't obviously match the color to your skin tone.
Yeah, and you should always try the foundation before you buy, and it's always best to try the foundation in daylight rather than in the
natural light, rather than the store light or something.
If you want, just tell the lady, just give me a little sample and just put it. And the best place to check if the foundation matches or not is your jawline. I mean, this is where you should test your foundation, and it's foundation when applied is a lot different than it will look 1 hour later, because it oxidizes. So the color might be different like an hour later. So it's always better to try on the foundation first and then go on, do your like rest of your shopping, and then come back and see if you like it, if your skin is okay with it. And it's always best to get samples if they give. I know drugstores don't usually give samples.
They don't even usually have someone to help you out that much with shades and stuff sometimes.
So and sometimes what happens is like when you mix 2 shades, that
could also be your right color.
So be okay, like tell her like, you know, can you mix this and this, and then just, you know, sometimes it is intimidating when you're going to shopping, because it can be a little difficult to talk to the salesperson and when they're trying,
if you're new to it at least,
when they're trying to force you and coerce you into saying, you know, this is the best, this is the best. And I think you should just learn to be learn to ask a little bit more question, and only buy the foundation if you're like really comfortable.
Don't get pressurized in buying it. Also, another thing I found really helpful recently is that you should know the undertones of your skin. Because some people have pink or cool undertones and some people have warm or yellow undertones. I'm definitely yellow.
Me too, I guess.
So a lot of us would be yellow, I presume. But yes, it's really good to know your skin undertones so that you don't end up buying a cooler foundation that won't match your skin tone.
It shows up. You actually see it. That's why it's better to go in the daylight.
You'll definitely notice a difference between your face and the rest of your body. My turn? Your turn?
Your turn.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So dressed to the best asked, other than the ombre on the hair, did you change your hair color? I had a hair color with slight highlights before, but after that, after the ombre, I've not done anything else. And someone, I think you would be able to answer this, is Garnier oil and cream good for the hair?
I did a full review on it. Like we link that down below.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you'll actually see the difference when you use it for the first time. I think for the price that you pay, which is like $60 for the small one, it's well worth the price, and it's very soft and it absorbs into your hair really easily. And it's really nice. Like, if you don't oil your hair, or if you don't like oiling your hair because it's very greasy, and if you have oily skin, you're not supposed to oil your hair that often.
Okay.
Because it can like drip onto your head, and
I don't have oily skin.
yeah, so it can like oil can drip onto your forehead and give you breakouts.
Wow.
I think for that, it's really I think for the price you pay, you get a really good
If it's
stuff.
60 rupees, it's
You should definitely check it out. It's really nice. You see the difference, and it does make your hair soft.
Your turn.
Yeah. So Shruti Vaiti asked, best face brush for liquid foundation, and I was very happy that she asked this question because I wanted to show you all my brush.
I'm gonna go get that, by the way.
So this is from this brand called Pro Arte. I've never heard of them before. I only saw this at Beauty Palace when I was shopping, and it's like a pro range. And this is a flat kabuki brush. So a flat brush. So whenever you're going for liquid foundation, look for a dense brush. Okay, so don't look for something which is like really like light, or like not too many bristles on it. And something that has like a flat surface, so that way, you know, it will be really easy for you to stipple or like, you know, blend the foundation onto your face. And also the Real Techniques Expert face brush. Yeah, that's one of my other favorites.
I have the Real Techniques buffing brush, which I
Yeah.
also use for foundation.
Yeah,
it's really good.
nice. This
And
came in with the set that I have.
yes, I got the set as well. Those are the
Yeah.
first Real Techniques brushes that I got. The next one is this. I know it's completely like I drool over this brush. It's the Real Techniques Bold Metals.
I think that's it. It's bold metal.
No, but it's like the foundation brush. I think triangle foundation brush. That's what it's called. So the bristles of this are really soft, and it's Real Techniques, so their brushes are pretty good.
Yeah.
But I like this one and the blush brush a lot, especially. They're really good, you guys. I don't know if you can. Is there any way you can get it here?
I don't know about the bold metals though, but you get the normal ones.
The normal ones, yeah, you can get them.
Yeah, but Is this the rose gold one?
No. I'll show
gold.
it to you. Yeah. Oh, another thing is makeup sponges.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean, beauty blenders are apparently good. I've never tried a beauty blender, but this one, it's in really bad shape actually.
This is the Forever 21 one?
No, the Forever 21 one was actually pretty awful.
Yeah,
I
I really liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then maybe I tried a different one. Which one did you try?
I tried like,
It's shaped like this?
No, it was a little more dome shaped.
Okay, no, I didn't try that. I tried more, they're like small sponges.
No, not the small. It was pretty thick and nice and
Okay.
juicy.
No, I'm not. Okay. Anyway, this one is actually really nice. I don't even know what brand it was. I ordered it online, and it was
You get this a lot nowadays,
Yeah.
I guess.
And so you can get the beauty blender also beautiful and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Why am
you
I
do.
doing this?
It's like right
Beautiful is
there.
like right here. But yeah, you can get it at a lot of these.
Yeah, and you just need to wet them
Wet it
and
a
just
little bit,
pack.
yeah.
It gives like a really nice natural color.
Okay, so we've been getting a lot of questions about hair and hair care in general. So we thought we'd just share maybe like our favorite products or tell you any tips that we have.
Should I go first? Yeah. So I think we've got like a lot of questions about greasy hair.
Yeah, how to manage your hair and stop it from getting greasy.
Yeah. So I think dry shampoo is your best friend.
Definitely, dry shampoo is your best friend.
Yeah. So when it comes to greasy hair, and hair usually get greasy if you overwash it. So try not to overwash your
Yes,
hair.
that is something I was gonna tell you guys. Yeah.
So try not to overwash your hair, and this way, like, your hair tries to replenish the stripping that you've done. And I think that's about it. And to keep it healthy, I guess don't use heat tools that often, and just use like a really nice hydrating mask once a week. And I like the macadamia one.
Okay.
It's very nice, and yeah, I think that's about it.
I would definitely say if you are using heat tools, because I style my hair pretty often, definitely use a very good heat protectant, because that is very, very important. Before you get any heat onto your hair, you need to protect it.
Which one do you use?
I use the L'Oreal one. I think it's called the hot straight cream or something. It's something like that. I'll maybe write it down here or something. Another thing is dry shampoo. Anything else? After coloring your hair, you definitely. I don't use shampoos that are made for like
Coloring.
colored hair. But you do need to take more care of your hair once you've
Yeah.
colored it. You need to use more hydrating shampoos,
Yeah.
especially if you have dry or frizzy hair. I guess you can use a mask, like you said.
Yeah. You could just whip up your own as well.
Oh
Just,
yes.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people also ask, like how do you like get those natural waves? Like, I don't use heat tools very often. Like this comes.
Is this natural?
Yeah, it's natural.
Wow.
And
You need to teach me how to do
I'm
that.
going to teach you like right now. So what I do is like every night I go to sleep with my hair like in a top notch bun like this. So I just do this. I just do this like really tightly,
Okay.
and then I just pin it. And
Are you
then
serious? And that wow.
And
Her
then
hair looks really nice. You need to see what it's like. Definitely, hands down, Game of Thrones. Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about Game of Thrones sometime back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that show is
Insane.
if you guys watched it and you all saw the season finale.
Oh my god.
Did you cry?
I
I
cried.
cried. I cried.
I was like shivering, you know. I was like,
Why does this happen?
Shuddering.
Why? Okay, we don't need to make this a Game of Thrones video now.
We
but
should, you know. Like I need.
we need to do a video like a Game of
Game of
Thrones
Thrones.
discussion or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, and because I need a place to, like vent out.
I want to vent my frustration.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, back to the topic.
Yeah. Yes.
So you tell us your favorite sitcom first.
I think it has to be Game of Thrones, obviously, and I also really enjoy a lot of other sitcoms, which I can't really think of anything right now.
Do you watch The Walking Dead?
No.
Oh my god, you should watch it. I love.
I
Walking
tried
Dead.
watching it. Like I watched like 2-3 episodes of it, but I like didn't continue. And right now, like I've watched almost. Like I really enjoyed watching Dexter.
Oh yes,
It was amazing. Gossip Girl was amazing, and like I've stopped watching because I've not been getting time now. But I've just started watching Silicon Valley.
Sorry about that.
What was that?
I don't know something.
Okay, so I started watching Silicon Valley and Suits. I really like Suits.
Oh, I like Suits.
Yeah,
I know. I think you're like either a Suits person or which is the other show.
Brooklyn.
No, it's something to do with law as well. Hold on.
Which one?
I need to think of the name. Now it's gonna keep bothering me till I don't find. Like I don't remember the name. It's Suits and it's
Brooklyn.
no. It's
Law and Order.
No.
I don't know.
Wait. Give me a minute.
Let's just Google it.
No, I don't. What do I even Google? Like Suits and what?
What sort of? It's like a law show.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's like I know the name, but like,
It's not your typical.
Wait.
I think we should just go to. Anyways, is that the last question?
I guess. Hold on. No, I need to know this. Sorry.
Boston Legal.
Boston Legal.
Yeah, Boston Legal.
I know a lot of people who like Boston Legal and then they don't like Suits and they're like, oh, Suits is not nice, but I like Suits.
I've never watched Boston Legal, so I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen like maybe.
Oh, dude, I
3
also
episodes.
started watching Arrows, and it's only because of that guy's exercise scenes. He is so hot.
Okay. You need to show me a picture.
Yeah, he is so hot. I think I remember his name, which I don't remember now. Shit, that's gonna bother me. His name is Stephen Amell. He looks quite nice. Like, this is like not that nice. When
He looks better.
Yeah, you should watch him like when he like does his pull-ups and he's like doing that.
Interesting.
He's just doing that, and you can like see his body movement like always. Like,
Okay, we're getting too much of a description here.
Yeah,
Oh, do you watch Grey's Anatomy?
I did watch.
This
it.
was supposed to be a beauty chat. Let's
Oh,
just
sorry.
stop.
Yeah. Okay, I think you've got the last question left, and I
Okay.
think we should be
Yeah.
done. Oh, your wallpaper. So
Aw.
cute. See, my wallpaper is very stupid. S and T says hi.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I just thought of like the word shit.
So, like S and T said hi. I think I should show this.
Yeah, we
Won't be
can
visible.
show it to them.
I'll send you a screenshot.
Oh yeah. Okay, Rachna asked how to cover up acne with makeup. This is something I've been facing. Like I've been having to do this very, very religiously for the past 3 months. I've had very bad skin. Obviously, you may know that you have to use concealer, but you need to use the right concealer. You need to make sure you set it with a powder.
Yeah.
Also, always prime your skin, foundation, and then when you're using concealer, something I've noticed is once you apply it, just keep it on for like 2 or 3 seconds more, and then blend it. It just happens to give you more coverage, and it just works better.
Okay.
Anything?
Yeah, for me, I think if you have like pretty bad redness, then you need to use a little bit something called a corrector.
Mhm.
So you need to you usually get those palettes with like different sort of concealer correctors.
Yeah.
So if you have like really red patchiness, then use green to cover it
Yeah,
up.
a contrast.
And if you have like something which is really blue,
Like your under eyes, your dark circles.
like green or blue, then use like purple over it,
Or a
red or
salmon
orange,
tone,
salmon. Yeah, use something like that, and then use like a concealer of your color. So that, I think, color correcting really
Yes,
helps.
you can definitely try color correctors. If your skin is really, like you have really bad spots or something, definitely.
But otherwise, what she said, I think that works.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah, I think we're
I
done,
think we're
and
done.
that saddens me. But
We should make some more videos.
yeah,
soon.
and you know, it totally has to do with movie show, like
Game of
TV.
Thrones. Only Game
Only
of Thrones.
Yeah, let's just discuss and we'll just tell people that it's full of spoilers. So only watch if you want to be spoiled. It is not PG-13. It is just watch it if you're above 18, maybe. I think you
I guess.
yeah, maybe like
Yeah, or if you're considering watching it or something, definitely watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so I
Okay,
guess
yeah.
I guess that's it, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we hope we answered the questions that you had. We couldn't answer all of them, yes, but we'll try and do another video like this, maybe.
Yeah. And let us know if you enjoyed this sort of chat,
Yes.
and maybe we can make
We
this
can
like
do
a
more
regular
stuff.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
And also, if you would like to see more videos of the two of us, and go check out the video we filmed on her
Yes.
channel. It's a top 10 Holy Grail products. Yes, and go subscribe to her. You'll get the link on her face. And yeah, I guess that's it.
yeah.
We'll
Alright.
see you soon. Bye.